Has this ever happened to you? Your favorite model plane became more expensive, or maybe it has been made in a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Timothy, and I'm going to be making my own model planes with my scale modeling skills and templates from Little Model Airport to create models that look good at scale 1/400. Let's begin. For the first episode, I'm going to be creating an American West Ep.1 for a fictional model airport I'm working on. The airport was a fictional hub for American West, then for US Airways in the merger in 2005, then was handed over to American Airlines in 2013. Right now, I'm working on the vertical stabilizer for the aircraft. For all segments of the template, I'm comparing both illustrations and photos in order to add realism onto the aircraft. Now, utilizing the illustration, I created the 3 stripes to run across the main fuselage of the aircraft. Then, added in the American West Airlines title, ensuring that the logo is on the front and both sides of the aircraft. Before adding the final detail of the beacon light. Now, utilizing measurements from the main fuselage, I added in the 3 stripes to run across the nose of the aircraft. Then added in the 3 stripes to run towards the tail of the aircraft. Now, after precisely lining up the stripes, I added in the registration of November 6 to 8 Alpha Whiskey. Now, adding in the American West branding onto the wingtip fences of the A320. Although a small detail, I do believe they add extra realism to the final aircraft. Before going back onto the main fuselage and adding in the light gray underbelly of the American West A320. Now, on photos of the aircraft, I would only see the A320 logo on the left side of the aircraft, so therefore I decided to add it in before working on the wing box of the aircraft. The final segment I'm working on is the engines of the aircraft, including the IAE V2500 decal located on the outside covers of the engines. After printing and cutting everything out, the first segment I worked on was the main body of the aircraft. However, this process would take way longer than I expected. Oh no! That does not look like the nose. The airport has a really nice curve to it, while mine really does not look good. It looked like it got dropped. Okay, back to the photo editor. So I decided to not be lazy and use the advanced nose. The only change I had to do was near the end of the 3 stripes, so they lined up nicely in the final model. Let's see if this turns out better. Man, now it really looks like it got dropped. So, I decided to draw my own tab lines, so then the main fuselage plus the nose plus the tail fit nicely with each other this time. So after cutting everything out, gluing it together, and filling it with hot glue, voila! I finally did it. So in comparison to my first attempt and my second attempt, my third attempt looks so much better. So let's finally move on with the wings. So instead of just using layers of paper to create my wing, I decided to use old gift cards. Cutting it out was a little bit harder, but it did give me a steadier structure for the final model. As you can see, the wings came out pretty well. Then, the same technique was used to make the horizontal stabilizers, just at a smaller scale. And after some test fitting onto the aircraft, I peeled back the template in order to paint the wings. But before that, I decided to add in extra details to the wings. For instance, the wingtip fins made out of coffee cup lids. Then superglued to the tip of the wing. Final detail I added before painting was the flapjack fairings and the engine mounting. Utilizing the pointy end of multiple toothpicks, I cut them out using the template and then glued them onto the wing. And after lightly sanding the wing and multiple light coats of light gray, all I needed to do was to clean off the wings and add in the top details. So after making sure everything fit onto the aircraft, I cut out the darker details of the wing out of cardstock. Then glued it onto the wing before doing the same thing to the emergency exit details. Then added in the details for the horizontal stabilizer too. So after doing one more final test fit, I superglued everything together. At this point, the aircraft looked really nice next to an actual model of an Ep.20. Next was the engines. All I had to do was cut and glue them together. Then I utilized a Gemini Jets box as a cradle in order to glue on the engines. The final part was the landing gear. Utilizing toothpicks and barbecue skewers, I cut them with the template and superglued them together in order to get the shape of the landing gear. And with a little bit more gray paint later, I cleaned up the landing gear and utilized a black paint pen to paint the tires. Then finally I glued on the landing gear to the aircraft. However, the main gear was a little bit too long, so I decided to chop off a little bit of the top. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the first TM aviation video on this channel. The project took over 4 days to make and a lot of paper. And a lot of tries. But for my first 1-400 model, I think it came out pretty well. Once again, thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends. And until next time, never stop climbing. Goodbye.